Hello, my darlings, and good night, I suppose. I thought it would be lovely if I read you a chapter a night of one of my favourite books that you can watch again or that you can have as part of your bedtime routine. It's entirely up to you, or you can watch it during the day. The book I chose is The Wind in the Willows because I absolutely loved this and I thought it would be quite cool for everybody. Chapter 1, The Riverbank. Mole had been working very hard all morning, spring cleaning, first with brooms and dusters, then standing on a little table with a brush and a pot of paint, slap slap up and down till he was aching all over. Suddenly he flung down his brush, said bother and hang spring cleaning, and bolted out of the house into the fields outside. This is fine, he said to himself. This is better than painting the house. First he met some rabbits, so there's Mole, and there's the rabbits, as he rambled along the hedgerows. Soon he found himself by a river. Mole sat down on the grassy bank, and then he saw, coming out of a dark hole on the other side, a brown little face with whiskers. It was the water rat. "Hello, Mole," said the rat. "I'll come over in my boat to fetch you." "Do you know I've never been in a boat in my life?" said Mole. "What?" cried Rat. "In that case, let's go down the river together and make a day of it." He rowed quickly back across the water with Mole. Rat popped into his hole in the bank and came staggering out a few moments later with a heavy picnic basket. They rowed down the river past the wild wood as far as an old watermill. There Rat brought his boat alongside the river bank so that they could set out the picnic. "What have we got?" asked Mole, who was hungry. "There's chicken and ham and salad and lemonade and cake and chocolate biscuits." "Oh my," said Mole. A few minutes later, when they were feeling much better and not so hungry, a very wet and furry head suddenly appeared out of the water above the edge of the river bank. It was Otter. "You greedy so-and-so," he said. "Why didn't you invite me?" And he set about helping them finish up the picnic. "All the world seems to be out on the river today," said Otter, wiping his paws on his whiskers. "Toad's out for one in his brand new boat and wearing his new boating clothes." Just then Toad flashed into view, rowing rapidly past the watermill. Rat stood up excitedly and waved to him, but Toad just shook his head and rowed on. By now they had all eaten the food. Otter was in the middle of telling them a story about Toad and beginning to feel a bit peckish again, when suddenly he saw a juicy mayfly. With hardly a splash he was gone. So Mole and Rat packed up the picnic things and got back into the boat to go home. Rat was rowing gently along when Mole said, "Ratty, please, I want to row now." "Not yet, Mole," replied Rat. "It's not as easy as it looks." But Mole jumped up and grabbed the oars, knocking Rat backwards. "Stop it," cried Rat. "You'll have us both over." And over they went, sploosh, and they were both struggling in the water. Rat, of course, was a good swimmer and thought it was very funny. Having rescued Mole and got him to the river bank to dry off, he plunged back into the water to recover his boat. Finally he dived down to the bottom of the river to rescue the picnic basket. "I am sorry, Ratty," said Mole dejectedly. Ratty's a soggy mole. There we go. When they eventually got back home, Rat sat Mole in front of a bright fire to warm him up. And to cheer him up he told him river stories until supper time. So supper was a very happy meal, and soon afterwards Rat showed a very sleepy Mole upstairs to the best bedroom for the night. Well, that's all you're having for tonight, or whenever you watch this. I hope you enjoyed that. There is more to come, and we'll work our way through the book. Please keep sending me your pictures. I'm loving seeing them. And like I said, Google Classroom is set up if you want some ideas for the work that we're doing for the week. That's there. I am available if you need me. I miss you all. Enjoy the lovely weather whilst it lasts. I hope you have a picnic as well, like Ratty and Mole. And I will see you tomorrow for another adventure. Bye.